Hey everyone, welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm participating in the Quick Change Collab hosted by Theresa B DIY. Please be sure to check out Theresa's channel and the playlist. It's loaded with talented creators and it's full of fun and inspiration. Links are in the description box. Today I have two projects for you, so let's get into it. My first project is a quick change sign. I'll be using a Dollar Tree pizza pan, bottle caps, button and strip magnets, wood beads, string, Dollar Tree metal words, wood leaves, cardstock, Ceramcoat whipped cream chalk paint, and Ceramcoat acrylic paint in charcoal, Rustoleum clean metal primer in white, trim and bumper in black, and clear matte spray, E6000, Elmer's rubber cement, and hot glue. First thing is sand and wipe the back of my pizza pan. That's the side I'm using for this project. I give it a good coat of white Rustoleum clean metal primer. I have 63 half-inch beads to paint in whipped cream, so I'll thread them onto a skewer to make it easier. And then I paint my entire pan in whipped cream as well. Thread my beads onto my string using a bit of paddle wire as a needle. Before I tie the ends together, I'll make sure that the entire gully on the pan is filled with beads. Then I'll tie it off, triple knotting it. I clip off the excess and I'll add a little hot glue to the knot. In sections, I'll apply both E6000 and hot glue to the gully. And I press my beads into the glue. I do this completely around the pan until all the beads are secured. And here's where I changed my mind and decide to spray the entire thing black. And now that it is black, with charcoal and then with Hippo gray, I'll do some dry brushing to add some dimension. It gives it a kind of chalkboard effect. And I spray it with my sealer. Now onto my sign's elements. I'll add my button magnets to the back of my metal hello with E6000. You could skip gluing them because they stick on their own, but I didn't want them to shift around. So I glued them down. I also glue magnets to the caps. Again, not really necessary. With my silhouette, I've cut 1-inch vinyl circles and letters to add to the cap centers to spell pumpkin. On cardstock, I printed a pumpkin clip art image. I'm going to glue it to 2 more pieces of cardstock to add body to the pumpkin. I use rubber cement to adhere the cardstock together. Then I cut it out. I glue a craft stick to the back of my pumpkin, and then I glue a magnet to that. Then I'll just stick my pumpkin and the bottle caps onto the pan for a quick seasonal sign. Easy peasy. I'm painting my wood leaves with Americana spiced pumpkin, burnt orange, and Irish moss. I'll also be using some floating medium. My base coat is spiced pumpkin. With my liner brush, I'll add the veins using burnt orange. I load my brush with floating medium, then side load with burnt orange, stroking it on my plate to distribute the paint into the bristles. I'll shade the edges, keeping the paint side of my brush to the edge of the leaf. I reload frequently. I'll list all my supplies in the description box below. Once I finish shading the edges, then I'll float along the veins with the burnt orange a bit too. The floating medium gives a translucency to the paint, and side loading will give the gradient of color. Now I'll repeat that process with Irish moss on 2 of the leaves. On the other 2, I use red instead of Irish moss, but I do it in the exact same way. And I spray seal them. I'll cut and glue 2 pieces of the magnetic strip to 2 of the leaves, 1 red and 1 green. The other 2 will get button magnets. This will give these 2 leaves some dimension when they're placed on the sign. Now to display, I'll take my metal harvest and welcome and this large magnet, which I'll pop onto the back of my pan. This magnet is crazy strong. It'll easily hold both words in place. And I pop on my leaves. So simple. Those metal words aren't going anywhere until I remove them. When I want to change it, I just remove the large magnet and the words fall right off. I thought I'd show you real quick how I added my letters to my vinyl circles. I rub my transfer tape onto my letter and then put my letter onto my circle and just with my fingernail rub it, and there you go. So you can see that it's not really necessary to glue the caps to the magnets. I just arrange the magnets where I want them to go and pop the caps right on. This one is my favorite, the Happy Birthday Quick Change sign. This cupcake is also made from cardstock, just like the pumpkin, but I painted this one instead of printing it. Here are a couple other designs just to show you how versatile this project is. Unlimited possibilities. The summer surfboards are also made from cardstock. This sign I painted ages ago for a wreath. I just added magnets to the back and boom, makes a perfect frame. Project 2 is a reversible faux tile. I'm using a 5x6 wood plaque, vinyl cutouts of this cupcake and this Amalfi tile pattern, chalk and acrylic paint, and floating medium. I'll base coat both sides of my plaque in charcoal. Once dry, I'll apply my tile stencil. And I'll add a coat of charcoal over it with a cosmetic sponge to keep the lines crisp. Then I'll add my top coat whipped cream chalk paint, also with a sponge. I'll remove my vinyl to reveal the design. Then I'll lightly sand and wipe clean. This pattern is so pretty. On the other side, I apply my cupcake stencil. I'll paint the frosting with Americana bleached sand. I'm using loose strokes for a painterly effect. I want the finish to look chalky, so some of the charcoal will be seen through the bleached sand. I'm using seafoam for the cupcake liner. I leave a space between the frosting and the liner, just making some zigzagging lines at the top of the liner. Again, I'm using loose strokes, keeping them vertical to add to that chalkiness. With Ceramcoat Sun-Kissed Coral, I'll dry brush the cherry. I use Ceramcoat Sand Dune to shade the frosting. Again, I'm using quick, loose strokes. and I dry brush a second layer of sun-kissed coral to the cherry. Americana in Aloe to shade the liner. I highlight the cherry with a stroke of sun bleached. Then I decided to extend the top of the cupcake liner. Using Hippo Gray, I'll dry brush around the entire cupcake to give it a soft glow. I dry brush the edges of the plaque too. Then I remove my vinyl. And I spray it with sealer. So now, when it's someone's birthday, display the cupcake side. Here are some of the ways to display our signs. This is so simple and so versatile. I hope you like today's projects, and I hope it inspires you to put your own spin on it. Please be sure to check out Theresa B DIY, our host's channel, and all the other creators by clicking the links in the description box. All supplies will be listed there too. Please like, share, and subscribe. That would be awesome. Tick the bell icon for a notification of upcoming videos. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up All Night with Monica.